Your Starlink kit just arrived. You are about to have the fastest internet you have ever had at your address. But if you skip even one step in the setup process, you could be stuck with slow speeds, constant dropouts, or a dish that never connects at all. Stay right here, because in the next 10 minutes I am walking you through every single step from opening the box to running your first speed test. No fluff, no skipped details. Everything you actually need to know. Welcome back to Tech Review Vault 24. I am your name. I have personally set up over 30 Starlink systems across rural and suburban addresses in 12 different states. I have made every mistake so you do not have to. This is the complete 2026 setup guide, updated with the latest Gen 3 hardware, the new mobile app interface, and every lesson learned from real installations. If your dish arrives this week or next month, bookmark this video right now. Let us get started. Here is everything inside your Starlink Residential kit as of February 2026. 1. The satellite dish itself. This is the Gen 3 standard actuated dish. It is white on top, black on the back, with built-in motors that auto-adjust to find satellites. The cable is permanently attached, you cannot disconnect it. 2. The Wi-Fi router. This is the Gen 3 router with Wi-Fi 6 support, built-in Ethernet adapter, and mesh compatibility. The Starlink logo glows white when connected. 3. The power supply. This is a 180-watt AC adapter with a long power cable. Plugs into the router, not the dish directly. 4. The dish cable. 75 feet long. Weatherproof. Pre-attached to the dish. This is the only cable connecting your dish to your router. 5. The kickstand mount. This is your temporary ground mount option. It folds flat for travel or sets up in seconds on flat ground. 6. Installation guide and Starlink sticker. That is it. No screws. No tools required for basic setup. You can be online in under 30 minutes if you follow the right steps. Stop. Before you take the dish out of the box, do this first. Download the Starlink app right now. iOS or Android. Open it. You do not need to create an account yet. Just open the app. Tap Check for Obstructions at the bottom of the screen. The app will use your phone camera and augmented reality to show you exactly where the satellites are in the sky above you. It will highlight any trees, buildings, or structures blocking the signal path. Walk around your property with this tool running. Find the spot with the least obstructions, ideally 0 obstructions. That is where your dish needs to go. This one step prevents 90% of all my Starlink is slow complaints. Do not skip it. Here is what you are looking for. A clear view of the northern sky if you are in the United States. No tree branches. No roof edges. No power lines. The app will show you a green checkmark when you find a good spot. Mark that location. That is where you are setting up. For your first test setup, use the kickstand mount on the ground. This is temporary, but it gets you online fast so you can verify everything works before you start drilling holes in your roof. Here is how. Unfold the kickstand. Set it on flat ground in the location you marked with the app. The dish sits in the kickstand cradle. It clicks into place. Run the cable from the dish into your house through a door or window. Do not pinch the cable in the door. Leave a small gap or use a window pass-through temporarily. Inside, plug the dish cable into the port on the bottom of the router labeled Starlink. It only fits one way. Plug the power supply into the router power port. Then plug the power brick into a wall outlet. The router LED will glow white and the dish will start moving. You will hear a faint motor sound. That is normal. The dish is auto-adjusting to find satellites. Do not touch the dish while it is moving. Let it finish. This takes 2 to 12 minutes depending on your location. Open the Starlink app. Tap Set up Starlink. Follow the prompts to create your account and connect to the Starlink Wi-Fi network. Within 5 to 15 minutes, you should see Online in green on the app home screen. Run a speed test. If you are getting speeds above 50 megabits, your setup is working. You are done with the test phase. Once you confirm the system works, it is time for permanent installation. The best location is always the highest point of your roof with a completely clear sky view. You have 3 mounting options. Option 1, Starlink Pivot Mount. $49 from the Starlink shop. Bolts directly to your roof. Includes all hardware and weatherproof sealant. This is the most popular choice for standard shingle roofs. Option 2, Starlink Pipe Adapter. $49. Lets you mount the dish on a 1.5 to 3-inch diameter pole. Great if you already have a TV antenna mast or want to mount on a pole beside your house. Option 3, third-party universal mounts from Amazon. $20 to $60. Make sure they are rated for 15+ pound loads and include stainless steel hardware. Here is my recommendation. If you are comfortable on a roof and own a drill, buy the pivot mount and do it yourself. If you are not, hire a local handyman or satellite TV installer. Most charge $100 to $200 for a roof mount installation. The process is simple. Mark your mounting location at the roof peak. Drill pilot holes. Secure the mount with lag bolts. Apply roof sealant around all bolts. Attach the dish to the mount. Run the cable down the roof edge and into your attic or along the exterior wall into the house. Use cable clips every 3 feet to secure the cable against wind. Never let the cable dangle loose. If you are running the cable through an exterior wall, drill a slightly downward angled hole so water drains away from the building. Use a weatherproof cable gland or silicone sealant around the entry point. Once the dish is mounted and the cable is inside, connect everything exactly like the ground test setup. Router. Power. Done. Your speeds will improve significantly with a roof mount compared to ground level, typically 20 to 50% faster because you eliminated ground level obstructions. Your router placement determines your Wi-Fi experience. Get this wrong and you will have dead zones even with a perfect dish setup. Here is where to put the router. Central location in your home. Elevated on a shelf or desk, not on the floor. Away from walls and metal objects. No cabinets. No closets. The Starlink Gen 3 router covers approximately 2,000 to 3,000 square feet with strong Wi-Fi 6 signal. If your home is larger than that or has thick walls, you will need mesh nodes. To set up Wi-Fi, open the Starlink app. Tap Settings. Tap Wi-Fi Configuration. Change your network name to something unique. Do not leave it as Starlink. Set a strong password, at least 12 characters with numbers and symbols. Enable split Wi-Fi if you have older 2.4 GHz only devices that will not connect to the combined network. This creates separate 2.4 and 5 GHz networks you can choose between. For most users, leave split Wi-Fi off. The router will automatically assign devices to the best band. If you need more coverage, buy Starlink mesh nodes. 2 nodes cover up to 6,000 square feet. They pair automatically with your router. Just plug them into outlets in rooms with weak signal. You can also use your own third-party mesh system. Connect the Starlink router to your existing mesh router via Ethernet using the router's built-in Ethernet port. Set the Starlink router to bypass mode in the app settings. Your mesh system now handles all Wi-Fi. This gives you more control and better coverage if you already own a high-end mesh system like Arrow, Google Wi-Fi, or Ubiquiti. Now let us verify your installation is performing correctly. Open speedtest.net on any device connected to your Starlink Wi-Fi. Run the test. Wait for results. Here is what good performance looks like in 2026. Download speed, 80 to 200 megabits per second depending on your location and network congestion. Rural areas typically see 150 to 200 plus. Suburban areas see 60 to 150 with occasional drops during peak evening hours. Upload speed, 10 to 25 megabits per second. This is normal. Starlink is asymmetric like most home internet. Ping latency 20 to 50 milliseconds. Under 40 is excellent. Under 30 is exceptional for satellite internet. If your download speed is below 40 megabits consistently, check 3 things. 1. Obstructions. Open the Starlink app. Tap Statistics. Look at the obstruction percentage. It should be 0% or less than 2%. Anything above 5% means tree branches or other objects are blocking your signal. Reposition the dish. 2. Dish orientation. The app shows you if the dish is correctly aimed. If it says, searching for more than 15 minutes, power cycle the router and let it search again. 3. Network congestion. Run speed tests at different times of day. If speeds are great at 6 a.m. but terrible at 8 p.m., you are in a congested cell. consider upgrading to Residential Max for priority bandwidth. If speeds are consistently good across multiple tests, you are done. Your Starlink is set up correctly. These are the 5 most common setup mistakes I see every single week. Mistake 1. Mounting the dish under tree cover. Even thin branches cause persistent signal drops. The dish needs a completely clear view of the sky. If you see branches when you look straight up from the dish, move it. Mistake 2. Placing the router in a cabinet or closet. Wi-Fi signals cannot penetrate thick walls or metal. Your router must be in the open, elevated, and centrally located. Mistake 3. Not securing the cable. Wind will rip an unsecured cable off your roof within 6 months. Use cable clips every 3 feet. Secure the cable to the roof edge, down the wall, and at the entry point. Mistake 4. Ignoring the obstruction checker. The app tells you exactly where obstructions are. Use it before installation, not after you already mounted the dish in the wrong spot. Mistake 5. Expecting fiber-level upload speeds. Starlink upload is 10 to 25 megabits. That is normal. If you need faster uploads for video calls or large file uploads, you need a business plan or a different ISP. Starlink prioritizes download speed because that is what most users need. Avoid these 5 mistakes and you will have a flawless setup experience. If you bought the mobile or roam plan for RV or van life, your setup is slightly different. You still use the same hardware, same dish, same router, same cable. The difference is in the app settings. When you activate your service, select mobile or roam as your plan type. This allows your dish to connect from any location as you travel. For RV roof mounting, buy the Starlink flange mount or ridgeline mount designed for RV roofs. These bolt directly to RV roof ribs and include weatherproof seals rated for highway speeds. Run the cable through an existing roof vent or drill a new entry point with a weatherproof cable gland. Never let the cable hang loose while driving. When you park at a new campground, the dish will automatically search for satellites in that location. This takes 5 to 15 minutes. You do not need to manually reposition it. The motors handle that. Mobile plans have lower priority than residential during network congestion. If a campground has 50 other Starlink users, your speeds may be slower than at home. This is normal. Off-peak hours will still give you solid speeds. For in-motion use while driving, you need the flat high-performance dish and the mobile priority plan at $250 per month. The standard dish does not work while moving. Let me clarify your monthly costs because this confuses a lot of new users. Hardware is a one-time cost. $599 for the standard kit. You own it. No rental fees. Service is monthly. No contract. Cancel anytime. Residential plan, $80 per month. Unlimited data. Service address locked to your home. Standard network priority. This is the plan most people should choose. Residential Max, $120 per month. Same as residential but with priority bandwidth during congestion. Choose this if you live in a dense suburban area with slow evening speeds. Mobile Regional, $150 per month. Unlimited data. Use anywhere within your continent. Pause and unpause service monthly. Standard priority. For RVs and seasonal users. Mobile priority, $250 per month. Same as regional but with in-motion capability and priority bandwidth. For people who need internet while driving. No hidden fees. No installation charges from Starlink. No data caps. No throttling after a certain amount of usage. The $80 residential plan is all most people need. You can upgrade or downgrade anytime through the app. You now know everything you need to set up Starlink correctly the first time. Let me give you 3 final pro tips before you go. 1. Register your service address correctly in the app before activation. Starlink is address locked for residential plans. If you enter the wrong address, you will have to contact support to fix it. 2. Save the Starlink app on your home screen. You will use it constantly to check statistics, change settings, and troubleshoot issues. It is your dashboard for everything. 3. Join the Starlink subreddit or user forums. Thousands of users share tips, troubleshooting advice, and real-world performance data daily. You are not alone in this. If this guide helped you, hit that like button right now. It helps this video reach other people who just got their Starlink kit and need this exact walkthrough. Subscribe to Tech Review Vault 24 if you have not already, because next week I am covering advanced Starlink optimization, how to squeeze every last megabit out of your system with Ethernet, mesh networks, and custom router configurations. Drop a comment below. Tell me, did your Starlink kit arrive yet? What location are you setting it up in? Any questions about installation? I read every comment and I will answer your questions personally. See you next week. Welcome to high-speed internet.